Now, because we're using Sprint Security in our project, for us to be able to open one of the Swagger URLs, like to view the documentation that was generated for us, we will need to configure Sprint Security object. So I'll go to my security package and I will expand it. And here we have Web Security Java file. I'll open it up, and in this Web Security file, we have this configure method which configures the HTTP security object, and we have configured here the sign up URL and the email verification URL and the password reset URL. So when we access these URLs, we don't need to provide the authorization header. So I'll need to include Swagger URLs so that we can open them in the browser window and see without providing authorization header. So I will add a new line here, and I will paste a few URL paths. These are called AND matchers, like in all of the previous URLs, and it contains a few URLs that we need to enable Swagger work for us very well. And I will add a new line here, and we'll also use permit all, just like in all other examples here that we used. Now when we've added this new AND matchers, I will save this file and I will run it, and I will try accessing the API's docs in the browser window and see if it works and if I can preview the generated API documentation. So I'll go and run my application. Open up console, my application started, and now I will bring in the browser window. And in the browser window, I will go to HTTP, localhost, and then the port number on which my application is running. It's 808080, and then the context path of my application, which is mobile app-ws, and then /, and the path that I have provided here, /v2 API docs, to preview the generated API documentation, like this. And now I'll hit enter and see if it works. And here we go. This is the Swagger documentation that was generated for us. And it is in the form of JSON document, which is very, very detailed. It describes our REST API in great details. It contains all our web service endpoints, all the request parameters that our web service endpoints expect. It contains exact schema of our JSON or XML payload that web service endpoint receives in the body of HTTP request, and we can also see here the exact JSON or XML model that will be returned in the body of HTTP response. And because this document contains just so many details, we do not really read it like this in a JSON format. There are tools that we can use to view this documentation in a much friendlier web user interface. And one of these tools is called Swagger UI, and we're going to have a look at it in the following video.